Before I introduce John Capobianco, I just want to remind you to donate to keep us on the air, because this country, particularly now, needs decisive discussions that are not funded and paid for by Justin Trudeau's office. So, I let it out of the bag. John Capobianco, senior partner with Fleischman, Hillard, High Road, worldwide public affairs company, and he's a conservative. And I want to put to you the notion I've heard virtually my whole life is that the media is against conservatives. It's a liberal media in Canada. And media is always denying that. And I want to get this straight, though. Susan Riley, in an Ottawa publication recently, and she's been in Ottawa a long, long time. She is an Ottawa insider. The headline of the story is, whether his harshness is impulsive or strategic, it's invidious. Of course, she wasn't referring to Trudeau, it was Poilievre. So that's a headline. I never saw a headline about Justin Trudeau, you know, millionaire playboy. How could he be prime minister? And yet, this comes out all the time, from Ottawa insiders particularly. Is the press against the Conservatives in Canada?
I would say the mainstream media, quite frankly, Stephen, has never been predisposed to be supportive of the Conservative movement or the Conservative Party, I would say. There are some media outlets that are, you know, somewhat more favorable or balanced in some ways and tip maybe towards more of a conservative ideology.
So someone would say, well, it's fair then, it's up and down.
Yeah, but the vast majority, and I can speak with some level of authority here because I've run twice, so I've had to face the media and I've been on many panels, and I'll take any panel that I go on to talk about conservative values and conservative principles. I think it's important. Some are more balanced than others, but I would say in large part that the media tend to be much more liberal and liberal-minded. Now, it's not as polarizing as it is in the States, where you've got literally stations that are Republican or Democrat. Here, at least our media tend to be far more balanced than that. But they do tend to tinge, I think, in some ways, to more liberalism than conservatism from my experience.
And I guess particularly if it comes out of Ottawa. I rarely see anything out of Ottawa. There's all kinds of news magazines every weekend, and, you know, the Hill Times and Susan Riley, you know, and this is all just, it's invective. Well, this has nothing to do with any policies. I don't like the way he looks.
Well, even if you see some coverage sometimes from the CBC and you hear about how they're reacting to something that Pierre Poilievre might have said in the House versus what Justin Trudeau or even Jagmeet Singh might have said, right, there's always a little bit more of a tinge towards fact-checking on a Pierre Poilievre statement or comment than there is on the others. And I find that that's, again, as a student of politics, I kind of watch that. Right. I'm not sure Canadians would see the difference in some ways, but when you're looking at it and you're seeing it, Stephen, it's aggravating.
Oh, I can understand that. This headline I just read, it's crazy, no matter what party you're from. So I guess the bottom line is we're almost up to 3 minutes. If the Tories get in, start paying all the press, they'll all go their way. Oh, I know the Tories won't do that. John, thank you very much. 3 minutes. To those of you who have subscribed and donated, a heartfelt thank you. You're keeping us on the air. If you're watching and you haven't, please try to do so, because 4 years ago we started this show because there needed to be independent analysis. Now more than ever, with the Online Harms Act, once that gets into law, it's been passed once by the House, there are going to be hundreds of bureaucrats censoring the news in Canada, censoring this show. We need to keep it on the air. Thanks for your support.